Hello friends, Zachary Stockill here from retroactivejealousy.com, and I just wanted to take a moment to introduce today's video. So what you'll be seeing today is a free guided meditation, which is a free preview from my online course for retroactive jealousy sufferers called Get Over Your Partner's Past Fast, which since 2014 has helped over 1,500 people around the world overcome retroactive jealousy, take back the power, move on with their lives. I'm very proud of the course. If you're interested in joining us, if you've been struggling with retroactive jealousy and you're looking for relief, you're looking for a proven step-by-step plan to overcome retroactive jealousy, please click the link in the top right of this video, or you can click a link in the description to learn more about our course. But in the meantime, today's video, you want to set at least 20 minutes aside for it if you're interested. And the video is about non-judgment. So practicing non-judgment toward ourselves, toward events, and it really outlines just a different way of thinking about the world, about circumstances, about events, about our thoughts, challenging our inner monologue, challenging our thoughts, challenging the stories we might be telling ourselves. And this, I believe, is a very important aspect of overcoming retroactive jealousy. So I hope you really benefit from this video. Once again, if you're interested in joining my online course, Get Over Your Partner's Past Fast, we'd love to have you. You can click a link in the description, click a link in the top right of this video, and I hope to welcome you into the fold very soon. Welcome to another guided meditation for Get Over Your Partner's Past Fast. As always, I ask that you please don't listen to this when you are driving or performing any other activity which requires your full and undivided attention. I'll also ask that you please get into a sitting position once more, keeping your back straight, and you can sit in a straight back chair or on a cushion on the floor. Try not to lay down because we don't want you falling asleep. And try to get yourself into a sitting position that feels comfortable and that you'll be able to stay in for 10 or 15 minutes. So today's guided meditation is all about noting our judgments, paying attention to how we're constantly judging events, people, circumstances, ourselves, and hopefully beginning to realize how free it can feel, how freeing it can feel, to let go of these judgments from moment to moment, simply observe the world as it is, perfectly imperfect though it is, and simply making greater peace with events, people, ourselves, and making greater peace in general with the messiness of being alive, the messiness of day-to-day life, the messiness of being a human being. I think most people don't realize how freeing it can feel to let go of the constant compulsion to judge. It frees you up to appreciate people and events and your everyday life in a new way when you're not constantly picking it apart or looking for things to get upset about or feeling indignant or trying to make yourself feel better about yourself by putting someone else down, which we have all been guilty of before, myself included. It can feel enormously liberating to simply observe, without judgment, without desire, without clinging, without anything at all, simply observing. So this practice of noting that I'm going to be detailing today is popular in insight meditation. You could call it a foundational aspect of mindfulness in general. And it's going to allow us to clearly observe what is happening in any given moment without getting hooked into the experience, without listening to our thoughts running away with us and going down all kinds of unproductive, dead-end mental rabbit holes. So this noting exercise will help you practice separating your judgment of an experience from the experience itself. So often when an experience happens or an event happens, we feel that our reaction or our judgment of that event or experience is part of the experience itself. You can't separate the two. Someone wrongs me and I get mad, and that's just the way it is. But the fact is that these are two experiences. There's an event, and then there's my reaction to the event. And in most cases in life, I have zero power, zero control, zero influence over the event, and I have 100% control, 100% power, 100% influence over my response or my reaction to that event. So the more you can really tap into this mindset, the more you'll begin to be able to train your mind to simply let go. So sitting in an upright position, keeping your spine straight, I want you to close your eyes with me. Breathing deeply in through your nostrils and out through your mouth at your own pace, your own rhythm. So let's begin by taking a few deep breaths in through our nostrils and out through our mouth. And please breathe at your own pace. Letting go of the day, letting go of our judgments, letting go of our stress, simply following the sound of my voice, sinking into the bliss of the present moment. So continuing to breathe at your own pace, I want you to invite both awareness and relaxation into your body and your mind. Simply becoming aware of the sound of my voice, aware of your breath going in and out, and simply relaxing into the bliss of being alive. So with each breath in, I want you to fill your lungs with air, bringing new energy, new life into your body. And then with each breath out, I want you to just let everything go. Relax every muscle as much as you can while still keeping your spine straight. Try to relax the muscles of your belly. You can relax your shoulders. Simply relaxing. Now I want you to open your awareness to include any sensations in your body. You can start from the ground up if you like. So, how do your feet feel in this moment? And your legs? You might notice a vibrating kind of sensation, or cold or heat, or simply a sort of relaxed feeling, or maybe a bit of tension. Examining your torso, your chest, your tummy, your arms, your neck, your hands. Take a moment to kind of observe your whole body, paying attention to any sensations you might feel. If you're new to this, it might be a bit tricky at first, but if you pay attention to one particular area of your body long enough, sooner or later you will be able to experience the physical sensations which are occurring in that part of your body in this very moment. Continuing to breathe deeply at your own pace with your eyes closed. Now, as you do this, as you scan your body at your own pace, your own rhythm, looking for sensations, pay attention to when your mind begins to judge these sensations. So the mind might label some of these sensations as pleasant or unpleasant, or itchy or not itchy, or hot or cold, or tense or relaxed. So don't encourage or discourage these judgments, just notice them. Notice the story that you're telling yourself about your body in this moment. As you continue to scan your body, looking for sensations. What are the labels you're throwing at this experience right now? Are you telling yourself that you're impatient or physically uncomfortable, or comfortable or relaxed? Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. Pay attention to the story that you're telling yourself about your physical body right now. Continuing to keep your eyes closed, breathing deep in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Next, I want you to pay attention to what you're hearing. So right now, for example, one of the things you're hearing is the sound of my voice. Maybe you're in a room where there's a window and maybe you can hear something going on outside or something in the next room. Maybe there's some kind of appliance running nearby that you can kind of hear. But whatever you're hearing, make note of it. And you can also note if there are any judgments that are coming up as a result of your hearing. So for example, you might be thinking, man, that Zach guy has a really annoying voice. Or maybe you're thinking that I have a sleepy voice, or maybe you're hearing something in the next room that you wish would stop, or someone's being loud and you wish they'd stop. Whatever you're hearing right now and whatever judgments you're making, simply observe. Don't try to do anything about it. Don't try to change the thought. Just simply notice what you're thinking when it comes to what you're hearing right now. So whether you're hearing something or feeling something in your body, or you have a thought and you immediately have some kind of reaction to the thought that isn't serving you, simply remain aware of your experience. Simply observe. And whenever a judgment is present, you can simply name it, observe it, and then let it be. Simply let it float away on its own. So if anger arises, for example, simply note, oh, that's interesting, there's anger, and then let it be. Resist the temptation to push it away, but you don't have to engage with it any further. Or if sadness comes up, interesting, sadness, and then simply let it be. This is similar to the technique which I describe with regard to dealing with unwanted thoughts, where often it's counterproductive to try and force them away. Whereas if you treat them like a cloud in the sky, passing overhead, suddenly it becomes very easy to simply note it and say, oh, interesting, an unwanted thought, and then go on with your day, remembering that it's simply a passing cloud in the sky. It has no power over you. It has no dominion over you. It's simply a cloud in the sky, and sooner or later, it will simply float on by. From day to day, we constantly make judgments about ourselves and the world around us, and people and events and physical sensations and all manner of things. And the more we can simply observe, and then let it go, and resist the temptation to play into whatever narrative we're forming in our mind about that experience, the more we learn to simply observe our judgments, our unwanted thoughts, the more freedom we will find. So continuing to sit with your back straight, breathing deeply in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Let's finish up with some more relaxing breaths, bringing calm and relaxation into our body with each breath in, and relaxing our body even more with each breath out. Remembering that events are outside of our control, whereas our response to those events are completely inside our control. I'm going to count down from 3. And with each number, you're going to become slightly more aware of your body, slightly more aware of the room, and re-entering back into the day. So 3, beginning to stretch your body a little bit, shift a little bit. 2, stretching your arms, stretching your back, stretching your neck, re-emerging into your day, gaining more awareness of the room, and opening your eyes on 1. Returning to your day with a new sense of optimism, possibility, calm, peace of mind, and mental clarity. Before I let you go, I'll share a very brief story about the moment when I learned the true power of observation and not judging our sensations or our experiences. I was in northern India at a meditation retreat, a very intensive meditation retreat where you're basically meditating for around 10 or 11 hours a day, and you're not speaking to anyone, you're not making eye contact with anyone, there's nothing to read, there's no television to watch, there's no internet, there's nothing, you're completely basically living like a very pious monk for 10 days. And anyway, one day I was in the meditation hall and I was meditating, or doing my best to, and I was feeling very grumpy, very annoyed, and very ready to go home as soon as possible. And as I was sitting, cross-legged, one of my legs fell asleep and started really, really vibrating and really humming, and that numb feeling that can happen to your legs sometimes when you're sitting in a slightly strained position. So my leg went asleep, and I just thought, oh great, this is just what I need right now. I can't wait to get out of this place. I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this. My leg's really hurting. This was my inner monologue as I continued to struggle to meditate. I just kept complaining about my leg and thinking about how amazing it would feel to stand up again and get the hell out of this hall and go home and blah, 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 blah. When I finally realized, well, this is the perfect moment to at least try what the teacher's been talking about, to at least try this process of simply observing, not judging, Not trying to run away from things, but simply observing. And I was sweating, and I was really stressed out about my leg, and I was just feeling very frazzled. And for whatever reason, something shifted for me as soon as I made the decision to simply observe. And as I sat there, all of a sudden, my leg didn't bother me anymore. I didn't need to get up. I didn't need to shift my leg around. I didn't need anything. And the thing that happened immediately after that is my leg started feeling better. Immediately. And I hadn't shifted my position at all. My leg was still technically numb, I suppose, but as soon as I made the decision to simply observe, simply watch, simply to question or disregard the story that I was telling myself in my head about this particular event or circumstance, just simply checking out of that story that I was telling myself, because that story about how much I was hating being at the meditation center that day and how much I was hating this particular practice and how much my leg hurt and all the rest, the moment I decided, you know what, I'm done with this story. I'm done with it. It's not serving me at all. The moment I decided to really do that and simply observe my leg and tell myself, oh, interesting, my leg is numb. The moment I did that, I found an incredible sense of relief. Absolutely incredible, almost instantaneously. And the rest of my meditation session was very pleasant. And I walked out of the meditation hall later, and that was a profoundly life-shifting moment for me, the moment I really discovered the power of checking out of the story that we're telling ourselves in our head. The power of simply observing without judgment, without prejudice, without our ego, without feeling indignant or wrong or any of that. Simply observing. Simply observing. And as you return to your day today, I hope you too have an opportunity to simply observe a situation that might be challenging or a struggle for you, whether it's a physical sensation, as I just detailed in the meditation hall, or perhaps a more charged emotional situation where you feel like you have a certain reaction. And maybe you've been having this reaction for a long time. Maybe it's become a habit. Maybe your body, your psyche is just somehow primed for that same response. But for the rest of the day, I just want you to experiment with changing the story you're telling yourself about that particular event or circumstance. And simply observing, saying, I feel a little angry in this moment. That's interesting. And then moving on with your day. Above all, focusing on what is within your power and disregarding everything that is outside of your sphere of influence. Because the way we respond to events, the way we react, is always a choice. Just a quick reminder that if you benefited from this guided meditation and you'd like access to the entire series of guided meditations I put together for retroactive jealousy sufferers, as well as over 10 hours of HD content, step-by-step video lessons on how exactly you can overcome retroactive jealousy, please click the link in the description or click the link in the top right of this video to learn more about my premium online course, Get Over Your Partner's Past Fast.